Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are out here on a beautiful Sunday morning. It's a little muggy out, but still gonna be an awesome day. I'm testing out a bunch of different things. I'm recording right now on the Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II. I'm also gonna be testing out a new drone that I purchased. But in today's video, we're quickly gonna review the Comica BoomX-D2 wireless Pro microphone. So don't go anywhere so you can hear all about what this wireless microphone has to offer. Right now, I'm just recording on my shotgun mic, and then we'll do a transition here. So that way you can see a little bit of those differences. I mean, obviously you're gonna get a lot more vocals when you have a microphone strapped to your chest or somewhere in your body versus a shotgun mic where it's just going to get your surroundings. And let's make that switch in 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, I have it here strapped on my chest. I just kind of stuck it in my shirt. It has a little clip on it. So now that we're recording on this microphone, I'm just going to quickly go over the cost, the specs, and all the little details. So the Comica BoomX-D2 costs about 150 bucks right now on Amazon. In the box, you're going to get 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, a hard shell carrying case, 2 3.5 millimeter external lapel microphones, 1 3.5 millimeter TRS audio cable for your smartphone, and then another 3.5 millimeter TRS cable for DSLRs and then mirrorless cameras. You'll also get a 3-in-1 USB-C charging cable, so you can charge up all the 3 boxes at the same time, which I really do like. And then 2 wind muffs. The receiver has a built-in 16 gigabytes of file storage, so you can record it separately directly on the receiver and then transfer it to your computer with the USB-C cable. This microphone system uses a 2.4 gigahertz to transmit the signal, and they claim you can get up to 320 feet of distance from the receiver and transmitter. 3 different recording modes. There's a safety, mono, and stereo output mode, which we'll go over in a little bit. They also have a 1-click noise canceling, which we will try that as well. Real-time monitoring, so you can input headphones directly into the receiver so you can hear that audio in real time. Switch to digital or analog output depending on what kind of device you're recording on. And on the transmitters and receivers, you do have a digital screen to give you some status messages, and then of course the battery life. So I am recording on the safety mode. So what happens with the safety mode is it's going to record on another track that's going to be in -6 dB. So for instance, if you're in a really loud area and you're not really sure what those peaks are going to be, this will obviously help you out in those situations. So that way you have another track that's a little bit lower on the dB level, so that way you can fix it in post, or figure out what you're going to do with that scenario. And in the mono mode, if you're recording from both the transmitters and you have 2 people talking at the same time, it's going to merge those together to make a single track. And in stereo mode with the transmitter A and B, it's going to record those independently, so that way you have separate tracks for each of the transmitters. So I'm using the microphone pretty raw. I don't have a wind muff or anything, and I'm recording at +4 dB. We're going to test a couple things. We're going to test the distance. We're going to test it with the wind muff. We're also going to check the noise cancellation, or what they're calling denoise, to see how effectively that works. The best way to test that is I'm going to fly my drone for the first time. I'm really excited about this, guys. So I think that's going to be a really good test, because drones do make a lot of noise while you're flying it. So we're going to fly it pretty close, not too close, but you should be able to hear the difference if it does truly have any noise canceling. All right, so right now I put on the wind muff, and it is a little bit windy right now, so hopefully you can hear that difference, and it does break up the wind blowing into the mic. And I'll probably keep it on for the rest of this video. I'm going to start walking away from the receiver. I'm going to go as far as possible. Unfortunately, I have no idea what it's going to sound like until I get back, so we might have to do this multiple times, but let's go see how far we can get with this microphone. It's getting pretty hot out here, but I think it cut out not too far away. I think maybe about 150 feet, maybe 175. We're gonna do it one more time, but this time I'm actually gonna hold the transmitter here. Kind of bright, can't really see, but on the screen, we should be able to see the audio levels as it's transmitting. So as soon as it drops, I will know exactly when it cuts out. So we're gonna do it one more time, and we'll see what that looks like. Let's go. All right, we're walking out to the same area where we were. I think good here, but as soon as you get, I think, beyond 150, 175 feet, that's when you're going to start having issues if you want to record far away from your camera. I definitely would not go that far. All right, so that proves it. 328 feet is complete bullshit. You're not going to get that much. I would say maybe around 200 feet. I guess it just depends on maybe any interferences in between the signals, but as you can see here, I'm in a wide open field. There's nothing in between me and the receiver, so 328 feet, a no-go. So we're going to test the noise cancellation, or what they're calling their denoise feature. It's currently off right now. I'm going to turn it on here in a second, so at least you can hear it as I'm talking and see that difference. But I think the true test is going to be as I'm flying the drone. Hopefully when I turn it on, it should cancel out some of the drone noise in the background. So I just turned on the denoise feature. Let me know if you hear a difference while I'm talking. I know there's some crickets and some things here in the trees, so I don't know if you can hear a difference in that as I'm talking, but that's the only really noise that I have next to me. So let's set up the drone and we'll start flying that, and we'll see what it sounds like with the denoise feature. keep it in frame here so that way you can see it behind my head. Yep, you can see it right there. I'm gonna walk a little bit closer to it so that way hopefully you hear denoising or not. It's pretty loud for me, so it's not gonna hit my head or anything, hopefully. So I'm not gonna get under it, but I'm gonna get close enough. I'm only about 2 feet away from the drone. All right, so we're gonna turn off denoise and see if there's any difference. Let's do that. I'm like struggling a little bit there. All right, denoise is off right now. A little bit windy here, but it's still keeping up. Safe distance. So here's what it sounds like with the denoise feature off. So the denoising does work a little bit. I listened to the clips. When I had it on, the drone wasn't as prevalent. You can still hear it, but not as loud. When I turned it off, you can definitely hear it a lot more. So it does offer a little bit of noise cancellation, nothing magical that's gonna change, you know, production level or anything like that. It does help a little bit. All right, I think I'm gonna start wrapping up this video here before I start baking in this sun. I just wanna quickly go over the pros and cons, at least personally for me. So the first thing for me is gonna be the cost. It is significantly less than some of those other brands like Rode, DJI, a couple other, you know, semi-professional wireless microphone systems out there. Those can cost up to like $300-400 plus to get like a kit like this. This is a lot more budget friendly, especially for small content creators. It's a job done, you know, compared to some of the audio I used to have in my older videos. I mean, sometimes I had like a small lapel mic recording on my phone or like a gaming headset, which was like the worst ever. It does offer some great features, and I've had some pretty crappy audio back in my older videos. So this is definitely a step up. I like the rechargeable battery, also the different output modes as far as like the stereo, safety, and mono, having the ability to have a second track where the dB levels are a little bit less than my normal recording, so that way if something happens or there's some loud noise around me or whatever, I can try to fix it in post. I also like the hard shell case. Seems pretty durable, really compact. Throw it in a bag or, you know, wherever you're gonna be traveling, really easy to bring it with you wherever you go. Some of the things I don't like about it, especially recording out here, it is very difficult to see the screen as far as the status, the audio levels, and the battery levels. I have to like cover it, or I have to take off my sunglasses and kind of like hover onto the screen. Not very easy to see the screen out in daylight. The other thing I didn't like is the mounting of the receiver on my camera setup. You can only hook it onto the cold shoe directly on the camera. For instance, if you have a cage or something else, you know, if you want to strap it to or secure it, whatever you want to call it, really no way to secure it down to anything else. I couldn't find a way to tighten it. It's really just a clip, but on my cage, it just slides right through. It just wobbles. As you can see here in this video, there's really no way to secure it to any other kind of cold shoe that you might have on your setup. Could be a problem for some people, especially if you're going to be mobile with your camera. You know, if you're taking some action shots and you're really moving with it, I would want some way to lock this thing down so it's not going to fling off. Just having that plastic little clip doesn't make me feel very safe about it if I'm going to be actually moving around a lot or any kind of shaking with the camera. They need to fix that. They need a way so you can actually use like, you know, a normal screw on as you would on any other device or accessory on a camera. So if you're interested in the Comica BoomX-D2 Pro wireless microphone system, you can find that link in the description. Remember guys, if you do decide to click on my link and purchase this microphone, it does help support the channel at no cost to you. Lastly guys, please consider subscribing, smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, throw some comments below, let me know what kind of microphone system you're using on your camera. I'm gonna go fly the drone here for a little bit longer, and I'll see you in the next one, everybody.